Alright, the last type of problem in our video series will be using trig to find a side and using trig to find angles, okay? Let's learn what this means. Trig, if we have an angle, we can find a missing side given we already have one of the sides, okay? First we ask ourselves, let's write out this mnemonics first, okay? And so let me continue. First we ask ourselves, what side is this relevant to the angle? And it's not, this side is not touching that angle, so this is the opposite. And this side is in between this right angle and this angle, so this side is the adjacent. And the trig function that has opposite and adjacent, if we write out this mnemonic, so ka toa, is this one, right? Opposite and adjacent. So we set up our equation, tangent of 42 is equal to 67, our opposite, over our adjacent x. So the question is, what is this tangent 42 exactly, okay? Think of it for now as just a number. I'll make another video explaining the idea a bit more, but it's basically for any triangle with an angle of 42, there's going to be a ratio of opposite to adjacent that's the same. So it's that ratio, okay? For now, just think of it as a number. If it's a number, we can do something similar to this. If we had 3 equals 9 over x, we could cross multiply by setting this as 3 over 1. So that's 3x equals 9. You divide by 3, you get x equals 3. Okay, so same thing here. We cross multiply. X times tangent of 42 equals 67. And then you can divide by this as if it were a number, okay? Tangent 42. Over here, the 3's cancel out. Similarly, that cancels out. We get left with this. And let's put that in our calculator. We put 67 divided by tangent of 42. We get 74, okay? 74.4 specifically. That would be our answer. So this is when x is on the bottom. We have to manipulate the equation a bit so we can isolate x, okay? Let's do one more. Okay, first, which sides do we have? Here's our angle. This is a hypotenuse. We can write an h. And this is the side that's not touching it, okay? So this is the opposite side. Let's write out our mnemonic again. So, ka, toa, right? The one we use is so. So it's sine. So it'll be sine of 16 is equal to opposite x over 3.5. And once again, similar to cross multiplying, pretend we had 3 equals x over 9. We just cross multiply, x equals to 27. Same here. X is equal to 3.5 times sine of 16. So let me just, x is on top, so this time we just multiply. We don't have to manipulate too much, we just multiply and we have 3.5 times sine 16. Let me fix this a bit, times sine 16. There we go. Oh, I don't need the x equals. So I get 0.96. Remember, we look at the 6, that means this 9 has to go up, it becomes 1, so just 1. Alright, so those are the only 2 examples I will show for this. You should follow the steps, okay? First is, I'll write out the steps though. One is, what sides are you given? triangle. Two is what trig function do you use? And so we use so, ka, or toa to determine sine, cosine, tangent. Set up equation, and finally 4 is solve. Okay? These are the 4 steps that you use to solve this, okay? But we're also going to do the next one. It's actually a bit easier, using trig to find angles. This time we already have the 2 sides and we're trying to find the angle, and here's how it works. We start off the same one. What sides are we given? So here's our angle. This is the hypotenuse. And this is our adjacent, okay? So actually the steps are exactly the same. So it's cosine of x equals 43 adjacent over hypotenuse, okay? Adjacent hypotenuse. But this time we have to solve for x, so we find this thing that says cosine negative 1, okay? We put cosine negative 1 of 43 divided by 87 gives us 60.4, okay? And that's your answer. And that's it. I'll do one more just to show you how to do it. So here's x, here's adjacent, here's the hypotenuse. So once again, it's cosine of x is 67 over 77. So I just have to change this inside. 67 over 77, and I get 29.5. And that's it. 29.5 is my answer. So inverse trig is actually a lot easier. You just have to pick the right function and then plug it in, and that's it. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Bye.